we had my guy hit them up and be like, what's the deal? He got more money. What's up? And they were like, yeah, now the budget is tied up.
Wow.
That's when my guy was like, cancel the gala. We don't care if the terrorist Twitch All-Stars get flown in or not. Cancel it.
Well, I mean, you could now. They can't afford to lose you.
Here, listen, at the same time,
you can turn around and be like, listen, dude, my charity money is not going to kids with cancer. It's going to the Daily Stormer, and I will be headlining this event. They can't afford to drop you. Because if you look at the Creator Clash roster, the Lena fight's pretty controversial. So controversial, in fact, Creator Clash promoted them. This is such a weird thing. I'm floored they've gone with this. If you guys don't know, for some reason, I don't mean to be mean to Lena, but I always thought of Lena as Lena from the H3 podcast. But iDubbbz's thought of Lena as the face of the promotion. Did you know this? I saw the poster today and I was like, why is Harley not there? You know, it's like, again, hats off to Lena, but the face of the promotion is interesting. It's an interesting choice. Simultaneously, they hadn't tweeted for a while. April 8th or whatever. That's like a couple of days away. April 12th. Myth was putting out his 3-part boxing documentary. Their featured fight is going to be Lena for this week. Again, you could argue with me about the swastika sword till the day I die, but is this an accident too?
You must be an animal to fight in this ring.
This is so weird to promote off this. This has to be intentional. And if you look through the comments on this thing, I mean, well, justice for Lena, of course. Hashtag justice for Lena. Clip it, ship it, and tweet it. I still stand by that fully. And then this is something we'll check out today. But if Lena loses, she should have to subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans. I'm sure the 10 people in the stands will have a blast. Better not be bad or mean at the event. I expect full empathy. Bold strategy, Cotton. AB had said that he and Lena had filmed promotional material for the fight months ago that would still be coming out. This isn't weird timing or strategy. It's likely a scheduled promoted post. Again, but you have to realize that this is probably a bad week to post this, right? This is another blow to the brand. Even if that's the case, they're paying people now. You guys don't realize this. We talked to Harley about it. They have people running all of this stuff. It's all outside of the hands of Anissa and iDubbbz. They hired a company for it. Somebody needs to realize this is a really bad time. Why is his name Ethan Zadok? For discussing Ethan Klein, I oppose Israel's genocide. Oh, good for you, Ethan Zadok. Awesome. You have a lot of balls to post this. You're trying to force her not to back out. I don't know if I think that's probably a little too far. Nah, bro, no shot. Nobody's gonna watch this shit. And that's kind of the fucking moral of the story here in terms of nobody's gonna watch it. I showed you this last time we were live. I pointed out that the Creator Clash tickets looked really fucking bad.
Lena has the opportunity to do the funniest thing possible. Show up with a 3 on her shirt, H's on the gloves, Teddy Fresh shorts and boots, and Rocket Sledge Froggy Rotten to the next dimension.
Thank you. Somebody said, when did Nick become the Pope? I became the Pope because my favorite Jewish streamers have given me the title of Pope. No, so this is probably the image you're expecting to see here. Now, I don't necessarily think some of these sections are full as much as maybe they're reserved. I don't know that for a matter of fact. But what I did see here is there's only a few sections that were close to selling out. Most of these are all available to purchase, right? You can see all of the upper bowl, 326, the nosebleeds, 327, 328. All these sections are still full. This is the Tampa Bay Lightning Stadium in Tampa, Florida. But if you look individually, you can see that there were some tickets sold. There are plenty of holes all around the stadium. A few resale tickets here, and notably in this section on the right, if you can see where my cursor is,
the GOAT.
In section 306, there's one, and then I believe there's more resale tickets down here in section 321. Now, right after we posted this and started the dialogue about how Creator Clash sales look really fucking bad, the next day I went and I noticed that, no, the stadium did not get smaller. They're not selling any more seats up top anymore. If it's a little light, maybe you might not be able to see it super well. They removed the entire upper bowl. This is what it looked like initially, and now They're only selling, these are the resale seats. Remember I just pointed out 321 and 306? They pulled all these seats today, or not today, yesterday, and you can't buy them anymore. And initially people were speculating, wow, maybe you promoted them so well, they sold like 1,000 tickets. Maybe they did like $3,000 in ticket sales because everyone started talking about their event after the Content Cop. But I regret to inform you, an account called Kiwi Farms pulled this up, and they had archival numbers, and they've also kind of sliced the tickets in half. So that's really bad. that's really bad. So this was going for well, it's not in half, but 215, and now oh no, it's definitely in half. Now it's 117.75. There hasn't been any clarification so far from iDubbbz or Anissa as to what exactly has gone on here. But the part that gets me is if you go back and check these initial screenshots, a lot of people bought seats in this section. So will they be moving up now because they were early purchasers, or will they just kind of be sitting up there alone? Another piece of speculation, well, it goes either way. One, they're either shutting the upper bowl so they could save money because they don't think they can sell the stadium out and they don't want to pay people to have to go up there because that saves maintenance costs. That could definitely be it. Or they're trying to force people to spend money and buy the lower bowl seats so the event doesn't look so pitiful live. And then if those do sell out, they'll then open the upper bowl again. I think it's very much a waiting game now. I don't have any fucking event planning things. This is all my speculation as to how I think it's going to go. But I imagine they're not making any initial announcement to explain what is actually going on here because they kind of want to see how it goes. If they can sell these bottom seats, I imagine they'll reopen the top ones. And if they can't, maybe they start pulling people down. I don't know how it's going to work. Can you refund the ticket? That might not be correct. I don't want to say any misinformation. I know the digital ticket you can refund, but you might have to sell the, you might have to sell this. You might actually have to sell your ticket. I'm not really sure about that. Good save. You might be able to refund this. I'm not, I don't want to like say that for a definitive because I don't know that for a matter of fact, but I know if you buy digitally, you're fucked. So if you bought, did they do early bird pricing? If you bought it when it first dropped for a digital watch, enjoy, you've now supported Creator Clash. Oopsie daisy. So yeah, this is a big blow to Creator Clash. We've got split tickets, seats in jeopardy. It looks like it's not going super well, which is why it probably will at the end. I'm going to eat some shit on this one, guaranteed. This is going to be the most successful Creator Clash of all time. Just watch. But there is also another thing that I found. This was posted on the H3 subreddit by our good friend Icarus Drowned. I think that they doxed him, right? His name is Sakurai. He made Kid Icarus Uprising or something. Isn't that him? The guy who is literally in Ian's video, slandered to shit, and is now like a world-class Ian hater. Yeah, he created Kirby or something. I don't know. This guy's been around the block. Favorite Asian hater, okay? Stop Asian hate. No, he's like start Asian hate. He's gonna be the Asian who starts hating. That's what's going on over there. Icarus dropped this quote on us, and here on the Nick DeOrio channel have been very critical of Creator Clash 2 for about a year now, and I have never seen this clip before. I've got the full one to play, and we're gonna check out a little bit of extra context, but I don't say my mind's been blown very often from something like this. I'm struggling to see how we missed it.
Thank you for the $5.
So this is going back to Creator Clash 1, discussing the event. And this was the philosophy behind the original run, okay, when they were originally doing this stuff. This is what they were actually thinking at the time when they were running it.
You want to do it again?
Yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that. And there could always be a charity aspect to it.
Okay. This is probably like a shell shock moment for anyone who doesn't already know. Yeah, iDubbbz just said there's a charity aspect to it. That is so not the language he's been using since.
Yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that. And there could always be a charity aspect to it. But I think the main goal is just to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen.
Okay. All right. Dude, I just... oh, boy. If I had this clip a year ago, I would be fucking dancing, dude. I don't know how I missed it. The main goal of Creator Clash is to get the people paid. Where the fuck was this clip when we talked to Harley, dude? I'm actually completely lost for words. Well, at least when I saw it the first time, I didn't even know what to say. I just sent it to everybody, and they were like, "Whoa!" I think Turkey Tom did a whole documentary. He didn't know this happened.
Be a charity aspect to it. But I think the main goal is just
If you think that's bad, the next sentence is going to leave you on the floor.
to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen, rather than like making exorbitant amounts of money.
So your goal is to build an institution of sorts, this creator clash, where you can have
it's
people.
fun.
There's a champion every year.
It's a party.
Interesting.
It's a party, okay?
It's like
super
a
stoked to
way more exciting VidCon.
Oh man. Oh my god. Dan, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. Where was this clip last year? Dude, they're trying to build cloutgasm. I've been telling you this. It was all about the fucking parties. That's why they hired the fucking... Dude, that's why they hired the fucking... I can't. The comedian, the galas. That's why they flew out Hassan Piker and put Frogan on the red carpet. It's a fucking party with a charity component. That's so fucking funny, dude.
This creator clash where you can
And a
have
crying after party where he tells everybody they didn't make any money.
It's fun.
There's a champion every
Yeah.
year.
It's a party.
Interesting.
It's like
super
a
stoked to
way more exciting VidCon. Or like I
Interesting.
And
want
dude, every time you fuck with these people and you fight with them in any capacity, it's for charity. It's for I talk all about the iDubbbz's gaslighting, right? Nobody can hate Anissa Jomha. They're all incels who don't like her OnlyFans. Nobody can hate iDubbbz. They're all racists and homophobes who liked when he said the N-word and the F-slur. But then you realize, no, they're just pretty bad people. I fell for the gaslight. It's for charity. It's for charity. It's for charity. It's a party. It's like VidCon. Dude, oh my God.
to be like influencers can like care about this and fans can care about this and like you can go
Interesting.
watch it and have like a build up, like maybe parties before.
I
And
gotta watch Buckley's video. I didn't even have this queued up. I want to watch this. I want to watch that fucking thing. And then I want to watch Buckley's video breaking down the finances of fucking Creator Clash again. Because we're sitting here talking to 4,000 people, and I guarantee you didn't watch the VOD. I need to watch this again, knowing this context.
and like stuff like
Yeah, because
that.
we've gone to like the last Jake Paul event, and it was crazy the amount of influencers that were there, excited to see it. They weren't all my cup of tea.
Sure.
Dude, and Jake Paul, you guys know the theory, like the schizo theory, that Jake Paul is trying to take over Creator Clash, dude? Name dropped.
But it was exciting. Everyone wanted to be there. It was fun. And
There is some like eerie Jake Paul action going on that we're not seeing right now. There's something going on with Jake Paul in this fucking context, and we don't have the pieces yet to figure out what it is.
I think if we can harness some of that, but have it be even more exciting, because all of our fighters are mystery fights. You don't know how it's going to go. And then you have this, charity element. It's just like a win all around.
So in the future, maybe there'll be more profits potentially for you guys.
Potentially, but we're not
Yeah.
looking at that,
Yeah.
really.
Would you still continue to fight? Like, is that something you want to do?
If I
So that's Ian. That was his talk. We're going to go back and look at the full version of the clip, but I need to just watch this with you. If you guys don't know who a Dose of Buckley is, I think he's a YouTube legend. This guy's been doing his game forever. I think he showed up to talk to Harley recently, but if you go back and you watch any of his content, sort by old, and then just scroll down a little bit to some of the more, it's the same format. He's been doing the same thing.
Christmas approaches, and it got me thinking about something.
Old style radio guy. This video is 13 years old. It's virtually the same format as the stuff I'm about to show you. I've been watching this guy for years. You might have seen his best song list, his parody music, like breakdown videos. Every Christmas, dude, I'm watching this guy's videos when they were growing up, right? And then he started covering iDubbbz's. He put a video out called iDubbbz's Creator Clash, Respectful Influencer Boxing, in which he got a bunch of hate from Ian's community because he's criticizing a charity. Then the event failed, and he got to make his fuck you video. I told you Creator
This
Clash
video
was a
is brought
joke.
to you by Shady Gaze.
Dude, shady gays, bro.
Eye protection specifically for gay people that'll totally blind a straight person if they wear them. No. This video is brought to you by Patreon.com/Dose
I didn't remember that the first time I watched this.
of Buckley. I didn't really want to make another video about iDubbbz so quickly after the last one, but I also didn't want to miss an opportunity to tell the 1,700 assholes who downvoted my original creator.
Dude, I was so in for this, bro. You have no idea how hype this was when he dropped it.
Flash video.
It's a classic video essay, dude. Hit the classic button.
To find a rusty pipe and use it as a fleshlight. Because their defense of iDubbbz and his influencer boxing event has aged like boxed wine up your mom's asshole.
And in certain communities, you won't even know this happened because, again, Ian and Anissa are like California's chosen YouTubers who can fuck up charity and run it back again. Nobody else gets this kind of fucking protection ever. It's literally a condom for their content.
This was out of touch. Soothe, hater. Man, you just had no idea what you were on about. In the video where I said that the Creator Clash event did not respect boxing, I got called a gatekeeper because we no longer respect the opinions of actual experts. I've been involved in the sport of boxing for 20 years.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Not only is Buckley a radio-style podcast video essayist from 13 years ago, he's also been involved in amateur boxing and has seen events like this that made more money than Creator Clash 2 at an even smaller scale. So he actually has something to contribute to this conversation, and he's not just an asshole with a microphone like me.
Years, and iDubbbz's fans just learned that the sport had nothing to do with cardboard about a year ago. But we live in a world where people go, why won't an actual real doctor debate RFK on Joe Rogan? Why won't Gary Kasparov play a game of chess with me on Jimmy Kimmel, guys? It's not fair. We should be treated as equals, even though
oh, dude, the influencer memes
I
are
sometimes
so good,
call the
bro.
horsey a horsey. But anyway.
But I mean, we're living in the time where fucking Jake Paul is running through retired UFC fighters, so we're kind of there. We're almost there, dude.
The only thing I did respect for it was the fact that it was for charity. Well, iDubbbz released a video earlier this month giving everyone the bad news. Creator Clash 2 lost $250,000, and that not a dime from the event went to the advertised charities. Thankfully, one of the charities was the Alzheimer's Association. They've already forgotten all about it.
Oh my god, bro. I'm fucking done. Dude, this guy's shit is so good. If you're not watching Buckley, you're missing out.
Buckley, no! But anyway, the Kids Cancer Foundation, the Nicholas Children's Hospital, sorry, just no money left for you. And that sucks because, literally, that's the only reason I paid money for both of them. Well, that and to mock them on Twitch and a watch-along, but I wouldn't have done that if I knew that my money wasn't going to actual charities.
Oh yeah, it's my children's hospital, dude. Nicholas,
go
that's
toward?
me.
We'll get to that. First, let's talk about
I didn't get my charity money. That's my bias. You guys didn't know this.
how much money they pissed away. Pay-per-view cost $25 or $35 if you bought it day of. Let's just keep it simple and say everyone paid $25. At a reported 50,000 buys, that's $1.25 million in income. Then there was in-person tickets. The event was held at the Amalie Arena.
This is the Tampa Bay Lightning Stadium, 21,000 seat venue.
21,000 seat venue.
Jesus.
Let's say it sold...
How many pinball machines is that? Enough to open up your own pinball bar.
35% capacity. 7,350 seats. At an average of about $40 a ticket, that would be a $294,000 gate.
Before sponsors.
So again, we'll keep this
and they had Fansly, bro. Those porn people pay a lot.
Really nice and easy. We're at $1.5 million so far. Then there were sponsorships. They had a bizarre Crash Bandicoot tie-in where he came out and wrestled, big Fansly logos on the corner pads, massive Raid energy drink logo in the middle of the ring. What all that generates? Want to say another $100,000 for good measure? I could be way off, but I think if I am, my estimate is low. So, somehow, they spent a minimum of $1.8.
Yeah, when you look at it this is like Bo Black's video, but good, just to be clear. But when you look at it like that, this is a big fucking problem. But then, when you find out, okay, that they're hosting VidCon 2.
It's like a way more exciting VidCon.
It makes a lot more sense how something like this could have happened. It's not by accident, dude.
$5 million to lose $250,000, right? And sure, there's some legit expenses. The arena's not free. Ring's probably a rental, unless iDubbbz happens to have one in his shed. Gotta pay for referees, a doctor. But that's not $1.85 million. So, this is all from the mustachioed mouth of iDubbbz himself. In his video, he says that they paid every single fighter a $20,000 stipend.
So, just to be clear, when I explained to Harley why this was fucking stupid, when he acknowledged that many of the fighters just took this money and didn't train, or could have taken this money and didn't train, he said it was unreasonable for them to be given money for their training and food after the fact, or like throughout. Like when I go get something from my job, say I have to go somewhere on site and they're paying for my gas or a train ticket or something like that, I submit an expense report and then I am reimbursed. Okay, iDubbbz just gives you $20,000. I can't, dude. It's so fucking crazy. It's actually unreal. Thank you so much for the 20.
He stresses that, oh, this was nothing. All of the fighters would have had to spend this.
And then when I told him this, and he goes, "You're just making it more difficult." Then they have to hire another person. It's like, well, maybe they won't take fucking 20,000. Harley says I stand by that still. Thank you, Harley.
Personal trainers, food, and taking time off from making videos to train. Let me stress again that I have coached boxers, readied maybe 100 boxers over the last 20 years for their first fight. I know, participation ribbons for everyone's opinions.
Guys, when you're trashing Harley in the comment section, remember, you loved him last week, okay? Leave this man alone.
But I've actually done this. These are
the gala, bro. Focus on... We're gonna get to the gala. Wait, Harley, why are you helping me? You're the headliner of the next fight, Harley. You can't be doing that.
Amateur boxers training for one fight.
We're getting to the gala. We're getting to the gala.
Personal trainer that charged them like $5,000, $10,000.
The point is, all right, I'm not saying these guys should do it completely for free, okay? I'm saying it would be probably... For the way that they treat themselves and talk about the actual event and shit, you'd think they were doing it for free. But, like, if you're going to go out and go, you can't criticize this, it's for charity, it's for charity, if it's for charity, and act holier than thou the entire time.
Thank you for the
and then I find out you're getting 20,000 for pass and go. I'm not going to respect those people who are doing that. Okay, I think that's a totally fair fucking explanation.
For a few months of training, then this event should have been sponsored by Uber because they got taken for a fucking ride. I know they're all little special princes and princesses of the internet who can't be with the normies, but any one of them could have just joined a boxing gym in their city and trained 4-5 nights a week and been just as good. That shit costs like $50 a month. For 6 months of training, that would be $300. And at a local gym that could have used $300. Many, like mine, are volunteer run and non-profit. I watched both events. Not a single influencer had skills that looked like $20,000 worth of training. The other 19,700.
And again, some of that comes with, well, they're training. That means they don't have time to make videos. And like, dude, I can't get behind that either.
A virgin? No, I am not. Why would so many people be Googling
There are
that?
people like Harley who fly to different locations and take it extraordinarily seriously. And then there are people in the influencer boxing space who just stopped making videos. And this isn't exclusive to Creator Clash. The biggest problem with Keemstar's like Happy Punch thing is that all these influencers wanted to try YouTube boxing and then they all quit. So now they had no pull. Okay, all these guys aren't making fucking videos. They're not around their channels anymore. All they're doing is boxing. So by the time they go to their third fight, their audience has already forgotten who they are because they're not boxers. They're YouTubers who punch people. And if you take the YouTuber part out, then they're no longer relevant to the card.
The GOAT. Thank you for the
You saw this with, who was the one who was like fighting for a better contract because he got a good win record, but he wasn't clouded enough to get the money. And it's like that, you're not getting into these fights, especially for the
What's the name
purely
of the guy
profit
from
ones.
Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo.
Because you punch
Mr.
well.
Oreo.
It has nothing to do with how well you're... It has something to do with it, but it doesn't have nearly as much to do with how many followers you have on Instagram, because it's still influencer boxing.
Dollars wouldn't go to some sort of special food. What'd you send them to the pet store and tell them they all needed to start eating a bag of Science Diet a day? Also, were they not feeding themselves before? Nothing drastic needed to change. Maybe a little more chicken and vegetables and a lot less chips and McDonald's. For some of these people, a change in diet might have actually saved them money. Not being able to just eat shitty
The funniest shit ever, this is reminding me, do you guys remember when Deji was fighting and then KSI went off on him for like eating McDonald's or whatever and like threw him out of his house because he wasn't training?
out every day.
All the takeaway bags, dude. Do you remember that? Was so fucking funny, dude.
But guess what?
I knew you
Actual
were going to get the Pope Wiggler since the last stream, lol.
Yeah,
fighters
it's here. Don't worry, thank you.
pay for this shit out of their own pocket. Amateur fighters don't get stipends, and pro fighters only get what they make from their fights, which, by the way, they get paid either $100 a round, so a $400 maximum, or if they're really lucky, $1,000 flat for their first fight. They pay for everything out of that. Coaches, travel, food, everything. Then, once they've had a few fights...
And it's like, dude, yeah, I get it. For Happy Punch, you want these influencers in there, you're getting them through the door or whatever. Sure, okay, they're gonna want more money. They're big, famous YouTube celebrities. They don't have to get punched. But it's the guys who go, it's for charity, it's for charity, it's for charity, who drive a stake right through my fucking skull.
Maybe they'll get some sponsorships. If these influencers needed money to train, they should have hit up fucking Shady Rays or DraftKings or Ridge Wallet or whoever the fuck they're shilling for. It shouldn't have come out of the money that I thought was for dying orphans or whatever. But Buckley, they're valuable time. None of them needed to be training 8 hours a day. But even if they did, I've known Olympic level athletes and pro athletes who worked on top of training. That's the life of the competitors in the sport you wanted to show respect to. And who actually stopped doing anything anyway? Andrea Botez didn't stop posting on Instagram for 6 months and shut down her fan house while training. Marisha Ray didn't stop doing Critical Role. They didn't have to delay the second season of Vox Machina.
No, because it's a paycheck. That's realistically what it is. It's a paycheck. Oh, look, Dad. This is the guy who's going to be on the LolCow podcast today. All right, but like, check this out. This is where the numbers start hitting.
More content. In fact, many of them did. So, 24 fighters times $20,000 is $480,000. Not spending that would have made up your...
And now, normally, we didn't know this at the time. We found out from Harley on the stream. There was also an additional, what was it, $30,000 to $50,000 fight of the night bonus that would have been awarded to the best fight. So that one was not actually given at Creator Clash 2 because they'd lost so much money they couldn't afford to pay it out.
$250,000 right there, and left $230,000 for charity. And then he rented out an entire hotel for the weekend, not just for the fighters, but for all the other dumb fuck influencers who wanted to show up to be seen. What would that cost? Say a 100-room hotel, $250 a night in Florida, 3 nights, that'd be a minimum $75,000. Probably a lot more. Then there was a party before and after. Hopefully that was at the hotel they already paid for, but they probably paid for food, drinks, again, not just for the fighters, but all the other wannabes who showed up for the free hotel.
Yeah, the thing is that Buckley is being very conservative with his estimates here. He's not trying to overextend as to what's been going on. And again, that's a very non-YouTuber mentality, so it's very appreciated when he does this breakdown.
And I'm guessing all the non-fighter influencers who were part of the show got something. Markiplier and Amaranth didn't just show up to look at Harley Morenstein's Metal Gear Solid cosplay. They got paid. So, what happened? iDubbbz said the last one sold 100,000 pay-per-views.
I don't know about Fight of the Night. Every fighter got an extra 30... What? Harley, you were the one who told us about the Fight of the Night bonus. You're saying that every single fighter got an extra $30,000 on the night of the fight, and people... Harley, hold on. Harley, I need to... Wait, Creator Clash 2 didn't deliver it and people were upset? Hold on, Harley, you're dropping new information on my chat right now. We didn't know that. I'm sorry, wait a minute, Harley. Hold on, I just need some people to know this happened. Sorry. Thank you, Harley. I appreciate it. Harley has come to correct me. I didn't know about the Fight of the Night. Every fighter got an extra $30,000 on top of the... I apologize. I must have gotten you wrong back then. I thought it was just 20. Apparently, every fighter got an additional $30,000, raising their fucking buy-in to 50 grand in the charity boxing. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Okay, I'll call it as soon as you're done with the video. Creator Clash 2 didn't, and then some people were choked. Oh my god.
Nicholas,
all right, we're gonna finish this
the
part because I
goat.
do think this part here is important. This is kind of the main thing.
Shared a law. Also a free idea for Ian that he won't use. To recuperate all the money, instead of doing stupid galas and after parties, why not rent out the place to do paid meet and greets with all the creators?
I don't understand.
He figured this one would at least do that again, maybe more. Instead, it did half. Some people claim it was because of—
Dude, you gotta find yourself a headliner who fucking loves his shit as much as Harley Morenstein, dude. I cannot hate this guy. I can't, dude. He shows up every time to defend this fucking event. And the guys who are on the card can't even promote it. I can't believe it.
some controversy around booting a guy named Froggy Fresh off
Harley, if I ever get any business going, okay, I need you to be the face of it, buddy.
the card because of his association with some other guy named Sam Hyde. That's a real sentence I just spoke as if it meant something. But that wouldn't have resulted in half the viewers. So, guess what he blames? Piracy! Arrgh! That fucking Blackbeard. He makes a claim that 1.3 million to 3 million people watched pirated streams. That's quite the spread, which suggests that they're just making numbers up. But also, the first one could have been pirated as well, and definitely was. Charity or not, those people weren't going to spend a dime no matter what. Dude, I saw my Nerd Rants content being torrented 8 years ago. That shit was $2.50. People wouldn't spend that. No, if half the people paid compared to last year, that means there was half the interest. Maybe because they already saw you get your—
Just to be clear, the original one, half, remember, the first Creator Clash did $1 million for charity. So even if it was half down the board, that they would still have made about 500,000. The difference is in bad decisions made with the money, right? I don't think they did this on purpose. I don't think they went out of their way to try to lose money on charity or something as some crazy tax write-off scheme or some bullshit like that. I think they just woefully mismanaged the event.
Your ass kicked. Once was already good enough. Or maybe because influencer boxing is saturated.
Like there's other factors at play here. If half the pay-per-views still led to like losing significantly more money.
To fuck.
Like there's like
Keemstar runs something called Happy Punch. Aaron Carter fought Lamar Odom before he died. Jake Paul lost the first time he fought a real boxer. It's played out.
Again, like if this was anybody else, there'd be a fucking investigation by CoffeeZilla trying to figure out what exactly happened. And I'm not calling out CoffeeZilla, but I'm just saying that these guys get endless amounts of charitability because they're the God's chosen YouTube family. I don't understand. I don't know. It's crazy.
Blame Barstool's rough and rowdy horse shit if you need to blame someone. So, to try and make up for it, iDubbbz did a 24-hour stream with a goal of raising the $250,000. He ended up raising $162,000. At each goal, he would do something either painful or uncomfortable or humiliating, like spray.
He also, by the way, uploaded the event for free and then put like the charity donate feature and raised another 5,000, right? Was that what we saw last time?
Ketchup directly into his throat. Or he did the ice bucket challenge. Very timely reference and also hilarious because how many fuckers did that and didn't get—
At the end of the day, no matter what happens here, the audience who paid for the Creator Clash had to go and spend more money. Well, they didn't have to, but that's the only way charity was getting done. So yeah, they got an additional 5,600 on the VOD. So it was still up to the audience to fill in the blanks, to put some money in charity's pockets following the disaster.
To charity back in the day. He shaved his mustache at $100,000, took the cinnamon challenge before that, and at $125,000 ate a habanero dinner, and again, stayed awake for 24 hours. It was a full day of self-flagellation, and all it proved was the boxing was fucking pointless. You didn't have to spend 6 months training and $1.8 million to put on an event to get beat up. Your audience didn't give a shit about that. They just want to see you suffer.
And now we know why.
Main goal is just to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen rather than like making exorbitant amounts of money.
So your goal is to build an institution of sorts, this creator clash where
Yeah,
you can
'cause
have
it's
people.
fun.
There's a champion every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, it's a party.
Interesting.
I'm
It's like
super
a
stoked to
way more exciting VidCon. Or like I want it to be like
Nicholas,
influencers
the
can
goat.
like care about this and fans can care about this.
So
And
basically, influencers need the money more than dying children.
Yeah. So what we thought this was like not nearly as bad Open Hand Foundation. That was the comparison that people were making because Gerard happened close to this. Obviously, Gerard being much worse. What we actually found out is that this was TanaCon 2. It wasn't Creator Clash 2. It was TanaCon 2. It was, I'm going to go run my own VidCon event, and then it lost money. That's what happened. They made TanaCon 2. They didn't make TanaCon 1. All right, the Creator Clash 1 was successful, and they got it in their heads, and they thought they got their hubris in a little bit of a twist, and they made TanaCon 2 with a charity component. So, yeah, I want to just put that part here, just so you hear it.
out, then we can do that.
Do it again.
One, yeah.
yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that. And there could always be a charity aspect to it.
It's a charity aspect, not a charity event, I guess. Okay. It's a VidCon YouTube Cloutgasm hangout with a charity component. And that's all it was supposed to be. I don't know what happened with the marketing for Creator Clash 2 because I did not know this. Harley, if you do want to pop in now, we can have a nice conversation. Let me see. Apparently Hassan started typing in Ethan's chat today. Did that happen? I made a YouTube video in February asking you to debate me as well. I've said I'd talk to you numerous times. Not sure why your audience is deluded. Well, set it up soon. I'm trying to go home, brother. I said yes 2 hours ago. Is this happening tonight? What are the odds? Harley, where do I have you? I don't know if I can grab you on Discord. I didn't want to drag you into this because I understand that you're kind of in a rock and a hard place. So if there's any questions you don't want me to ask you, just abstain. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hello?
How you doing? What's up?
Crazy. Isn't this crazy?
What do you mean by this specifically? Because it's been a long week. Again, I said this
Just
before
the
you got
whole
here.
thing?
I don't know if you heard
Just
me.
the whole thing's all
Yeah.
mixed up.
Nicholas,
Yeah.
the goat. Thank you for the $5.
I don't want
my
to
man.
put you in any weird positions right now with the stuff going on. So if you can't answer any questions or you don't want to answer any questions, I absolutely am okay with you abstaining.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. No, I try and answer I've actually always tried to answer the best of my abilities. If I ever fuck up something, it's usually because I didn't know exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
But when I said the fight of the night thing, I don't think I ever said fight of the night or however it was, but the first Creator Clash, we got the 20K stipend,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we got. And I fought with my contract a ton to have it changed, to have more, because I just thought that somewhere along the way someone's making money here, and I didn't have a strong relationship at the time with Ian or anything. Just I default to like, oh, it's YouTubers, I can't trust them, So I was like, someone's going to get paid. The one thing that I had verbally was that whatever I get, everyone gets.
Yeah.
Or if someone's going to get more money, I get that too. And that's what I settled on, and it ended up being 20K. And it's something the night of Creator Clash, or very soon after the first one, we found out, and I looked it up. We got $27,000.
27,000, just to be clear, because you broke up
and
a
that
little
was
bit.
like,
Oh, 1 second, Harley. You're breaking up a little bit. So everyone got
20,
the 20
is my thing
flat.
breaking up here?
Yeah. But just to be clear, so you got the 20K down initially, and then there was a $27,000 bonus on the night of the fight, but not a bonus for the fight of the night.
Yeah, exactly. When I don't know. We didn't know that was coming. That came out of nowhere, and it was neat. It was a cool thing. Like, okay, because when Creator Clash 2 happened, now people were like, what about the bonus thing? Because there was a bonus that, like, what's going to happen with that? What's the logic of that? How's that going to play out?
Wait, so was this after they found out or before they found out that no money was going to charity?
Oh, no. Once everyone found out no money was going to charity, not a single person was like, where's my money?
Okay, got it.
I think everyone but there was a couple people, like for example, the guy that I boxed, John, was kind of counting on that. Another buddy of mine was like, "Oh, I really needed that. Oh shit!" And it ended up being zero when people were kind of doing like the mental gymnastics of like, "Oh wow, that amount that could be if this sells like Creator Clash 1, that could be $50,000 or something like that, whatnot, you know."
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, and listen, I genuinely was not dependent on that money, and I do love bringing it up, even though people don't believe me. I turned down 150K from Keemstar to box, so the money's not important. And but when the fight was done the next day, so now the fight is over, and we all slept in the hotel, us and everyone on Twitch that got brought down. We all slept there, and the next day was this party. And I remember going to the party and seeing like professional photographer. I remember seeing some girl singing on stage, and a guy telling jokes after. And in my head, I was like, someone flew that girl down. I don't know who she is, but she got hotel room. She may have also gotten paid to be here. I'm looking at the food on the table. I'm not really hungry. I'm like, all this food. I'm like, I was with my partner at the time. I was like, I don't know if everyone here is analyzing it the way I am, but we paid for this party. I thought money was going to charity still.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, money's going to charity, but like this party is paid for by us because we were supposed to get a bonus on top of it all.
Yeah, so you guys didn't
And
know
I was-
how bad it really was, and then you were like, did they throw us under the bus, or...
that's when I found out the sick kids paid for that party, not us actually. But like the thing is, I understand why the party existed. There's an element to it, and I maybe this is me going to bad for it again, but I would try and look at it on both sides. Okay, you have the fight, and that's what it's all about. That's the thing. But if you could set up some sort of gala thing, some people would be like whales and would want to like imagine the amount of money someone would spend if they were told, "Hey, you could spend this amount of money and you could sit at a table with Hassan
Mm-hmm.
and Denims, and you can enjoy dinner before Creator Clash or after Creator Clash." And that's a big fundraiser concept.
And
But
instead,
in
it was just kind of like a
execution,
YouTube hangout, right?
well, that's because in execution, it didn't end up ever becoming something like that. And even for this Creator Clash, for example, like I heard that like, oh yeah, these YouTubers here, part of a big YouTube company that has tons of money that I don't want to say, they're like they want 16 passes to Creator Clash, and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, it's great if they come. But I'm also like, did you ask them if maybe they'd be willing to do like a meet and greet?
What do you
Because if
mean by
it's gonna
passes to
be
Creator Clash? Do you mean by tickets to the event, or are you talking about flight, hotel, everything, the works?
that I don't know beyond, but like I know for sure Creator Clash 2 people got flown down.
Yeah.
No one's buying a ticket to watch me in Metal Gear cosplay. That's actually true. And like so I know people got put down, and they got put up like for 3 nights in a hotel.
Yeah.
Like it had to be 3 nights because the gala was the next night, and no one's leaving after the gala, unless they were rushing to hop on a plane. So some people could have gotten 3. But once again, I'm just guessing, and also I was a touch annoyed at the time because I was like, this we paid for this, but it's not my event, so it is what it is. Except this time around, when they're like, oh yeah, they want 16 passes. I mean, it's possible there could be the flights. That'd be really crazy, though. I don't. I would think the flights would be a stretch. But the problem is, like, well, if it's going to be like VidCon, those guys who are like when I got passes to VidCon when the channel was bumping, I had to jump through some hoops. I had to do like a couple panels, and I had to do like a meet and greet thing, and that's what you did in exchange for the access, the pass that you got, a pass that's
Yeah, but
could be worth
iDubbbz
a
won't
couple
do
hundred
that. He
bucks.
won't even ask the people who are fighting to make a video and tell people they're fighting. So they're obviously not going to go and ask these people, hey, can you do a meet and greet? Because they don't want to, I guess they don't want to pressure people to make the event, I guess, good. I don't know.
Since the content cop dropped, there's been a lot more chatter of hey, like get the message out there. Like now we're coming up to like 2 months out. This is where a lot of people buy live tickets. And so the chatter is happening more now than before.
I saw Myth put something out. After we talked about Myth not promoting last time you were on here, I have to eat some shit. Myth put something out.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, I put stuff up, but like what I do, I like put up like on my vlogs. It's like, like this does not get views.
Harley, you are repeatedly the only person I hear talking about this event. I don't think that you're the one who's the problem with that.
It would, that would make sense though if you realize that I'm like the only person that doesn't have anything going on in their life other than this. So I'm available to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, LA Beast, he mentions it. He does. He puts his videos up and he mentions it in the description and stuff. I know that. But overall, yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Would it have been good if at the end of the content cop he dropped Creator Clash?
I didn't even realize that. Wait, he just posted like the biggest video he'd released in years, and he didn't even, I guess, make reference to it. Actually, while the Creator Clash is getting some push from the content cop because they promoted Lena, they promoted her fight like right after, like I think 2 days ago. That was like their promoted fight.
That's the type of thing where I'm like, oh, we are YouTubers, aren't we? Yeah. Like, because there is a bunch of fights on the card to promote, but strategically, you'd be a fool to not push that one, right?
It's crazy, dude. Did you see how that went down? Because I don't know what your opinion on the content cop is. I could gather something from your tweets. But did you realize that like it came out when Ethan was live and Lena was live and AB was live and iDubbbz's frantically sent a text message over to them saying like, sorry for getting you caught in the middle of it?
Well, that's another thing where I'm like, oh, we are YouTubers. So obviously, if you were going to drop this content cop, you would do it when he's live. How could you not?
But he said it was an accident.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said, "Oh, we had problems in the morning. Unfortunately, it had to go down this way." I don't personally believe that, but yeah.
I mean, it's possible. It's funny. My gut reaction, and I do like listen. Like I speak to these people. Like I do like these people, and I have interactions with them. But when it comes to business, I do have to revert back to this is a YouTuber. And this was a person that, just like me, created a channel and told everyone, my job is going to tell people to follow me and like me and watch my art. And it's going to be me. And I'm going to be, so like, I acknowledge that that's the type of person. You too, motherfucker. You too, Nicholas, So like, it's just
none of this is going to charity.
But dude, you got to do a subathon, send it to charity. You only need to send like 50%, bro. Think about it. Think about how much money you could fucking cake on a subathon, dude. Wow. And save maybe one or two kids.
One or two. I'll be like Jake Doolittle, one per year.
Yeah. So this is something that I acknowledge is YouTuber maneuvers, and I've never really been a drama channel, like I go on Twitter and that's the beginning and end of any of my drama experiences,
And Reddit. You go to war on Reddit.
And Reddit, yeah, if I don't get banned from there. My thing is like, I mean, I have to go, and this is where I'm like, okay, maybe it's not so simple YouTube in my brain, because simple YouTube in my brain would be like, oh, well, this is easy. H3 sold the most tickets to Creator Clash 1 and 2, I believe. I think they did a lot of tickets.
Wait. Is that true?
Well, I'm not going to say that Creator Clash was an H3 fan meetup, but just from me, when I would watch people push the tickets and see it, I would be like, oh, yes, Ian and Issa are on H3 podcast again today.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I would think that, wouldn't you? Like what else? What other entity promoted Creator Clash?
Well, I think that personally, but I'm not the current headliner for the third card, so they want to hear it from you, not me.
Oh, well, listen, if all goes well, they'll find a better main event, and I'll still be boxing. But here's the thing, like when I see this, like Creator Clash 1 and 2, I was like, oh hell yeah, dude, they're back on H3. Bring daddy that sweet $27,000 charity money. That's coming to daddy. You know, like this is a lock. Look at this. Their fans want to go see it. They want to support AB. They like Ethan's like my friend Ian is going to be boxing, and it's like it's a big deal. So my YouTube brain, maybe I'm old and I'm out the game, but my YouTube brain was when Ethan, whether it's rightfully so or not, it could come off a little villainous to be like, if you want my help, you're going to have to throw that guy in the trash type thing. You know, maybe that could be taken as a villainous type approach. But like what I would very, very easily say to a friend of mine, I'll be like, dude, you're not coming to the party unless you guarantee me that guy's not coming. I hate that guy. So tell him he's not coming or you're not coming. And that's something I would do with a real life friend. I could see that. But in this case, I was like, the easy ticket move would have been like, yeah, fuck that guy. You shouldn't have had CPS called on you. And yeah, can we be on the podcast next week to promote creator class? But that's but they didn't do that. So it obviously goes deeper
Yeah,
than
there's
just
definitely
my
stuff here that we
understanding.
don't know. There's definitely stuff on the back end here. I found it notable that like Ian in his video says they were like light friends or like acquaintances almost, but does say definitively that like Denims is his friend in the same video. So that's our power scaling that we can go with there. Ian, 10-year friendship, quote unquote. Those were light friends. Denims is apparently a friend. Yeah,
Well,
that
that's
kind of blew my
interesting.
mind.
No, that's crazy. I got to put myself above Denims. There's no way she slept in their home. I slept in their home. So
Well,
that
I don't know.
means
I don't know. I don't. Being in the home doesn't really seem like a definitive factor in friendship over there. I don't know about that one. You might have to, I don't know, check and see where you stand because some people didn't know.
I slept with their dog, maybe.
What? What?
Yeah, the dog joined me in bed.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
it sleeps. No, I went there. I've hung out with Ian. I've hung out with Anissa, and I guess I was like, when the content cop was dropping, I was like, this is I once again, you don't know people online like you think you do, and I don't have the greatest relationship with Ethan, and I know Ian. We have a very friendly relationship. I would consider him a friend. We talk a whole bunch. But I just assumed that he and Ethan had a better friendship.
I think a
But then
lot of
again,
us did, yeah.
I'm not privy to all the conversations they had leading up to it, and I do like I do admire Ethan quite a bit. But I could see how someone would be bothered by the you have to denounce that guy.
Yeah,
Or
nobody ever likes being put in a position where it's like me or them,
right. But
Ultimatums.
then again, my real life friends, I could do that easily to them. I could ask that to them and they would all be like, yeah, for sure. That guy's a fucking weirdo, dude. Like
The
it's like a
problem is
weird
like,
guy to make a stand on.
yeah, for influencers and stuff like that, it's a whole different game. But for a chatter, they're thinking like, these guys are human beings, right? When money's at play, when like events are at play, it's actually like a little bit more complicated than just, oh, these guys are human beings. That's like a human emotion that you'd expect him to feel. There are a lot of fucking snakes on this platform.
Well, what I feel is like what I thought was for me personally, which was like a lesson, was that like when Froggy made the joke about Anissa, I have always been in the belief of like, oh, he insulted her, so Ian removed him from the event.
Yeah.
I understand how that happens. A lot of people will say,
well, he kind of
that's
walked
not
it
even-
back. I'm pretty sure he said it was more because of the Sam Hyde connection,
Yeah,
not just because of the
that's
incident.
what it was. Just my sentiment when I jumped into it, and I remember that's how I felt about it. That's what I thought, and I know a lot of people are like, it's not even a bad joke, and I was like, yeah, maybe it's not a bad joke, but at the time I thought to him it was a bad joke, and he felt that way. But whatever, that's just. And I jumped in, and the messaging got jumbled and all that. But then when this happened, and this Froggy called Gila a cunt, my logic was, well, hey, that's super easy. You're closer to Gila than I was to Anissa, and I jumped in for less than you guys are willing to jump in for, and that's your friend. I even went on Twitter and I was like, this guy's a fucking weirdo. And he is kind of weird vibes.
That's a really good point. I
Maybe,
didn't even think of it like that. Yeah.
well, it made that was because that's me personally. I was like, oh, it made me look back and go, oh, I shouldn't have said anything ever at all. And then when they were talking about how they felt about harassment, they made valid points, but it's like when you remove the friend aspect, it's like this person is a friend of yours, but then again, they have private conversations. We don't know these people. We have to remember, we don't know these people. We really do. I know them maybe better than anyone else here, and I really don't know these people.
Well, are you a bit afraid of your position right now? Because the way I see it, you had the Sam Hyde connection, okay? You don't have it anymore as far as I'm aware, but you definitely had the Sam Hyde connection. And now, I've seen on your social media, you can talk about this as much or as little as you want. It seems like you've been pretty critical of iDubbbz's recently with a few of your recent tweets. And you're the headliner. 2 months from now, you'll be fighting for them.
I definitely did, and I messaged him about this. I did point out that he used Ichigo's Bankai first form there. The sword does have a swastika on it. I've watched that show, and I remember when Ichigo first turned Bankai, I was with my friends, and a couple of us were Jewish. We were very happy to see him turn Bankai. We were like, oh, what? This is it. And then when the sword revealed, the room did get kind of quiet. And this is like 20 years ago, we're like 23, and I'm looking at and I remember me and my friends, we were younger, we instantly were like, that's a swastika, or kind of, depends on which way you look at it. And we always watch the show, we'd be like, oh, they don't want him to go Nazi on them, they don't want him to go racist for him. And that was because we acknowledged immediately, when you look at the sword, you're like, that's a swastika on the sword. So if I were to be, hanging out with the Twitch All Stars and the whole Sabra thing and all that, I definitely would have, like, once again, I have to be like, we're on YouTube. I'm gonna assume that's a conversation starter. That's gonna get comments. That's gonna get engagement. You grab the Nazi sword. So I think it's fair that I point out that he was holding the swastika. And yes, we know it's not a swastika. We know what it is.
It's a manji or something, a minge. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a manji. Wear it on your shirt, bro. Go outside, wear it on your shirt, and you tell the first person that has a problem with it that it's a manji.
Praise be unto the Buddha. Yes, I agree.
But I did point it out, and I did have a little bit of fun, I guess, pointing out some things. But I do get people messaging me that are like, you got to drop up, bro. You're gonna fucking dance monkey for people that hate you, dude. Don't even like, and it ends up getting into this place. And for me, and I don't know about the other fighters, but just for me, like, I'm just kind of like, oh, cool. The fun little charity fundraiser has now been attached to a decades-long bloody holy war in the Middle East. It's whatever. Cool. It's not really like this fun sentiment I had. So now, like, I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna go to boxing. Like, I got to think about Israel and Palestine. Like, what's going on?
Dude, you got to fight. You got to fight the good fight, all right? Do you think when they fly in Bad Empanada to be on the red carpet, are you going to feel safe? Harley Morenstein, are you going to feel safe when Bad Empanada flies down, dude?
The one thing that I would say is like genuinely in person, especially like some of the people that I'm going to be with. Like, I hope no one says anything stupid or is dumb about it or anything like that. Cause like it's an uncomfortable topic. And there are people around me that are sensitive to the discussion. And I mean, I have conversations with Nazis. I'm not the best grade of what is what is good or what would be, make people comfortable or whatnot. I really do just me. So I think, like,
Am I the Nazi? Just to be clear, is that me?
No, you're not a Nazi.
Oh, because Hassan calls me one, and he has a swastika sword, so I don't know.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
No, you're a red-pilled manosphere woman hater.
There we go. All right, that's the only way we can not like Anissa Joma. It's got to be incel manosphere woman hater. No other reasons possible.
No, but I said some good words about you. I've expressed that before because I had gone on your podcast before and I mentioned them. I was like, oh yeah, I went on the podcast. I feel like now I have to less clear things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel that I'm in a place where I have to clear things less. When I
You got to clear
signed
them
for-
down. You've been clearing a lot of stuff up for a while, but now you got to clear them down a little bit. Yeah.
Well, when I got to Creator Clash 3 and it came up like my team talking to them, one of the things we said was we don't want this to end up about the Middle East. That was the
That was our
foresight we
one
had.
thing, and we could not make it happen. Yeah.
That was the foresight we had. We did say we didn't want it to be about the Middle East.
Fuck, I hate
'cause
when that
why?
happens, dude.
Yeah. But like, so through crazy turn of events, it ended up happening. So when that happened, I was like, okay, well, I'm allowed to go to Rhode Island and trade with Sam if I want. Then, if I want,
Yeah.
I mean, I got something set up here. I'm good. But
Well, I mean, you
I've been,
could now. They can't afford to lose you. You could go train with Adolf Hitler himself. I don't think they could say anything about it.
Well, listen. At the same time,
You can turn around and be like,
hope-
listen, dude, my charity money is not going to kids with cancer. It's going to the Daily Stormer, and I will be headlining this event. They can't afford to drop you.
It's not going to the Daily Stormer. No, I found much better websites than that one. Actually, I'll share them with you later. So I know how you love that shit.
I am the crypto fascist. That is the term that I've gotten. I guess that wasn't very crypto. Buy
That's
Bitcoin.
sick.
Bitcoin.
That's like a cyberpunk subclass.
Yeah.
The crypto fascist. That's cool. That makes you sound pretty cool, actually.
So, one more question. Are you a bit worried? There's been a lot of talks about ticket sales, and I know we've had one back and forth interaction with Creator Clash 2 when you were saying this event has sold more than the first one, and you're blowing some smoke up our ass the first time. But now,
So did I ever clear what I meant? What
you did
happened
clear
with
that up. Yes, you did clear it up.
Okay, because I went back and I looked at what I said. It was at the time it was outselling on pace, but they ended up selling ticket wise fairly close. But Amalie Arena is so much bigger
and more expensive.
More expensive, right? Exactly. Now, like I was talking to Dad actually. I was like, "What's the situation with the tickets?" And he pulled up a thing and he did all the counting on it, and he was like, "Wow, this looks like." There's only this many tickets left, and I was like, that doesn't seem right because that sounds like it sold better than Creator Clash 2 already. They must do something where they block off areas of
They blocked
purchase
off the
until
upper bowl
closer.
2 days ago. Yeah, they did.
Right, so I think something like that happens, but I mean, a lot of like it's tricky. A lot of ticket sales happen within a month. Like we're getting in the place of when ticket sales happen. But the problem is like when you compare it to like a VidCon type thing, well, people book VidCon out like months in advance. They get the hotel in advance. Like it's not that easy to guarantee you're gonna have a hotel in Tampa in 2 weeks from now on a Saturday night, especially if, you want, 15,000 people to come to your event.
Yeah,
There's
the
not necessarily
expectation is
gonna
this
be
stuff will be it
15,000
has to be
hotels.
locals, yeah. Or I don't know, maybe Anissa and Ian will just give you a room. Who knows? It's the
Well,
off the cancer
a
kids
little,
time. Yeah.
they were a little touchy with rooms.
Good.
Like spacing wise. Yeah, spacing wise, they were a little touchy with rooms, and I think that's because they foresaw having a lot of guests coming,
Mm-hmm.
And then I had heard that the guy that I was boxing, God bless him, LA Beast, I heard that he got more money.
What? I thought that was the one thing that you didn't want to happen. So they paid him out more than the rest of the fighters?
They paid him out more money than I was getting.
Well, that would then
And
be the rest, yeah.
I found that out from him.
Oh, wait, so they told you it was going to be one way, and then he let you know, no, they actually compensated me higher?
Yeah, he had another conversation, and, we had my guy hit them up and be like, what's the deal? He got more money. What's up? And they were like, oh, yeah, now the budget is tied up.
Wow.
It's tough to, and that's when my guy was like, and listen, it's not me, it's my guy. He was like, well, then cancel the gala. We don't care if the terrorist Twitch All Stars get flown in or not. Cancel it. And that's he said that, not me. And so they said that they would. I haven't even spoke to them. This is all developing recently. But I was a little bit like, oh, okay, well, I thought I would have been notified if there was a difference in that. And then, I messaged another friend of mine who's on the card because I gotta be straight up about it. I was like, hey, it looks like I'm gonna ask for this much more money because this guy got it, and so I want you to know that. So he called as well, and they were like, the budget is tied up. But like for me, when I like in Creator Clash 2, I really was doing it for charity, and it was an important charity to me. Thank you for donating, by the way, Nicholas. You're going to heaven for sure. I was like, that was an important charity to me, and I wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have, like, I had my feelings that maybe Alex Wasabi got paid more money than all of us, but I was just like, whatever, it's a charity thing. I'm not, and I had a good time the first one, whatever. But this time, I was like, oh no, we could ask for the money because if not, it's just gonna fly a couple Twitch streamers down that exact money. I'd rather that go to my boxing coach,
Mm-hmm.
or go to like cracking open some packs of magic as opposed to, flying down people that essentially could afford it.
Absolutely could afford it, except for Frogan. She needs the money.
Yeah. So these all these people I met them all at Creator Clash. But it was so simple. It was like a simple event. Things weren't complicated. Now, because of this darn war in the Middle East, just killing the vibe.
Dude, wait, so hold on. Just going back to that again. So they're paying LA Beast more. Then you have to start wondering, well, what the fuck is Tubbo and Sapnap getting? Because they're the draw, right? I think we both know that's like the biggest fight. We were
Thought
talking about
crossed
this
my
last
mind.
time.
Thought crossed my mind. I was like, should I go to Orlando? I mean, just drive away one of them and just be like, "What's that, bro? Show me. Empty your pockets. Empty your pockets right now."
And you're being 100% legit right now. This is actually something that's going on in the back end.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Is that I found out that he had gotten a couple bucks more, and that the what's it called, the budget is all tied up, so they don't know how to make it work. And yeah, like the ticket sales and the fundraiser, they're separate things.
I don't know if you know this, and it's on my screen right now if you want to take a look, but one of the things that people are pointing to, other than the bowl getting cut, because the bowl was open 2 days ago. When I took the screenshot talking about how the seats weren't being sold, the bowl
Right.
up top was open, and then it was taken away the next day. Now, people are noticing that the exact seats that were selling for $215 have been cut in half. That's row 710, and this is C616. So they're seeing that the prices are decreasing on the seats. So that doesn't really super bode well. That might be something that you might have not known, and maybe you want to check into that, because I imagine that would be something you'd
My
want to
biggest
investigate on
thing
your end.
that I've kind of accepted this time around, and I was trying to I was talking to Dad about it. I was like, "Hey, we boxed at Amalie Arena. It was pretty packed, and that was really cool." And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "It would be really surreal and also quite the memory." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "If we box at Amalie Arena when it's completely empty,
You
it
might
would
get
be
the
very
chance.
interesting."
You might get the chance, dude.
Yeah, that's I was trying to prep him up and just keep him positive about it, because you never know. You really never know. And I always I saw a lot of people on the H3 subreddit that had been returning their tickets, or their pay per
Well,
views.
because
They were refunding and stuff like that.
they feel kind of like, I don't know, betrayed in a way. Again, you said it earlier that the H3 podcast probably amounted for a significant amount of ticket sales. It might not just be about the content cop as much as like Lena's worried about getting booed at this event right now, and I think it's going to happen.
That's terrible.
Scary. That's a scary
That's terrible
thing.
because she's really awesome and super nice. But like what also charges it is like on that card, I watched Funky Frogbait. Like that's a person that I watch on the card whose content is there. So that's someone that I was excited to see participate in the event because it's one of those creators where I'm like, I could have never imagined this person boxing. So now they're going to train to become a boxer. I just want to see how it looks and what it is. So it has that. And then you charge that with the fact that people are like, oh, and she's like, there's no H3 fans going to be there. So
Yeah,
if you're not an
who's going to be
H3
there?
fan, it seems like you're an H3 hater. And, you know, I mean, I that would be terrible. That'd be terrible. I mean, they did a temperature check on my team. They called my team and they were like, "How do you guys doing? How do you feel about everything?" And you know, they spoke to my guy and he was like, "Not that good. It's not that cool of a thing." And then they hit me up and I was like, "Well, how does everyone else feel about it?" And they were like, "Everyone loves it. Everyone's fine. Everyone's great. Your team's a little wonky about it, but everyone's good."
Oh God.
And I was like, well, I guess, yeah. I mean, I think I'm the only Jewish person on the card. And I know it's not like the content cop I know was supposed to be about like Ethan's behavior.
Yeah, then it turned into Content Cop Israel.
Yeah.
Busted! Dude, they made Content Cop Jewish Jake Paul. That was what, yeah, that was the,
Oh man, it's so crazy. I really like. I get people that are like, "You should fucking drop out of the event. You should do it." And my thing is like, listen, I'm my opponent has a newborn. He's been committed to this. He's such an awesome guy. He's a great guy. The dynamic with Ian and Ethan really doesn't concern me fully. I'm sure there's a million things that all these YouTubers on the card have done or haven't done. And if I ever did any boxing event or ever worked with YouTubers, it's probably a long list of things that are bad or whatnot. But when I make it simple, the LA Beast is committed to it, so I'm committed to it. If Lena's doing it, what excuse do I have? You know, I definitely feel for her. That's probably such a bizarre situation to be in. I think about that with AB all the time. I message him a whole bunch all the time, just being like, "Whoa, it's so crazy. It must be so crazy for you." So I could just, you know, I
yeah,
mean,
it's specifically been bad for him because like these streamers who are noticeably not in the Content Cop, the Mike from PA guy was basically calling him a house slave, house Arab, or whatever, because he's the token on the podcast. So they were targeting AB directly prior to this. I noticed that he wasn't dancing in the intro to that video.
The problem with that guy, other than how he is as a person, is like this guy has never been a person before and is now making more money than he's ever made in his entire life because this war is happening. So some of these people genuinely need this war to exist. Their content has never been popping as much as it has been until this situation. So even when things are like, not to get too crazy, even when like Palestinians are protesting Hamas and they're like, fuck Hamas, that guy's never going to share that because that's bad for his bank account.
Now, all we need to do to help those starving children is watch one more bad empanada video on stream. They'll get a place to sleep with his beautiful, beautiful words. You know,
this is if this war didn't happen, think about how powerful Asmongold would be right now on Twitch. He was gaining so much power so quickly. He was the guy.
Yeah.
But because this war happens, like Hassan, actually, his viewership gets bumped back up. And all of his people, all of his waiting rooms, they get bumped back up. Like these people, they really do make a ton of money off of this.
Yeah, I'm tired of listening to the drama shit. Like, oh, drama YouTubers are so bad. They're making money at the expense of other people. It's like you're a genocidal profiteer. Why the fuck are you talking to me?
Absolutely. So you'll never be able to convince these people to like ever cover it in a particular way or really fully be honest when that's how they make their money. That's their job. It's their job. So Mike from PA very much Like, this war is the best thing that's ever happened to him, and like this, he needs it. He needs it to continue. He needs it to exist. All these people, they've said it themselves. They said also with the Ethan stuff that they've never made as much money as they have until like Ethan started talking about them. So they need all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird that it's attached to the boxing match. That's what I'm gonna say.
So Ethan's basically funding Hamas. Is that what you're saying? I'm kidding. Dude, it's a complete shit show. I'm sorry that you're kind of wrapped up in a Middle Eastern conflict that existed before you were born and will likely exist long after we're all dead. It's gotten into your fun charity boxing event that I know you're extremely passionate about. You're probably the only one who's passionate about the charity part of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyways, that's about it.
That's fucking sad, man. I hope everything works out. I know, because on the last stream you came on here and you're talking about how like you were super like keen on like, hey, I need to make sure every single person here is making the same amount. That was like a big thing for you. Now you're the headliner of the card and you're saying that they might have fucked you over. That's not a good way to treat somebody who's fought on every single one of their cards so far.
Yeah, so that's it. I don't know. See, like for now, I'm just like, I don't know what it is, and I don't want to like accuse anyone or do it. Like, I don't have enough information. It's just, the information didn't come to me from the event. It came to me from the guy I'm boxing. So it was just like a weird way to go
it gets
about it.
settled before you guys even step in the ring. Worst case scenario.
The Middle East?
No. Well, I mean, that would be good too, but no, I meant like your situation with the money stuff on your end.
Yeah.
Well, if they wrap all that stuff up in the Middle East, though, that might greatly benefit the event. So
that'd be cool. That'd be cool if you get walked to the ring like with IDF and Hamas.
Yeah, I thought if we deploy Frogan in there, I think she'll be able to reach peace in the Middle East. Use those words.
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll ring walk me. That'd be pretty sick, actually.
Yeah. No! Could you imagine your ring walk is just all of the fucking Twitch group or whatever from the video just comes out and chases you? Like they chase you right into the ring.
No, I don't know. It's good. It'll be fun. It'll be definitely interesting for people to watch whatever happens. I also accepted that I mean, I'm probably getting booed this time around. It's the first time that I would get booed. Last time I got some cheers, but I just don't foresee me getting cheered, especially because right off the bat, LA Beast is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's like automatic baby face because he's just such a sweetheart. It's just funny to think about all this happening and he's like eating floating hot dogs or like expired memories and has no idea that any of this is happening. And I'm forced to be distracted by this. Because it is a little distracting. It's a little distracting for sure.
But, all right, well, I wish you luck. I hope things kind of get fixed before they get worse.
All right,
and if they do get worse, feel free to hop back on.
Definitely, for sure.
All right, thanks, buddy. You have a great night.
Take care.
Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck. Wow. Okay. Harley, please wear a yarmulke when you walk into the ring. That might get a boo. What the fuck, dude? That was crazy. The implications of that. You never really know, right? But the implications of that with the money stuff is insane, because that was really a big point for him last time we spoke. It was better than whatever the fuck they were doing in Daredevil Born Again. Oh, God. I feel like iDubbbz is right, all right? Therapy sessions do help, okay? That was a good we just had a good one, dude. Holy fuck, dude. Wow. Focus up, only 8 remaining. I've barely been paying attention to the gameplay. That story is so crazy. So yeah, we're actually gonna focus up for 8 remaining. We're gonna listen to some more of this podcast. This is where the clip came from. I want to hear a bit about the original creator clash. So this is the place to hear it. So we're gonna transition right into this and then probably end the segment. Oh fuck.
Take a body shot like that during some sort of actual drill.
Influencer boxers is like none of them want.
So this is from 2022. This is the clip this is the podcast people were showing, talking about like the friendship between Ian and Ethan in the past. And yeah, a couple people from the H3 subreddit went and looked at the creator clash part.
To film their footwork or head movement at all. at all.
We have videos of your head working foot movement?
I just sent a video of Anissa. Now this would scare the shit out of me if I
Wait, I want to see that. I'm going to watch hers next, but is that what you wanted me to see? Because I'm not the timestamp you sent now.
Yeah, that was it. Well, after this, his coach, this guy says he could take on any YouTube boxer.
Dr. Mike did that! Oh!
Chill, Mike. Damn.
What's it feel like? Yeah, the Middle East is killing the vibe, bro. Well, I mean, I totally understand that sentiment, dude, because it's like, it's like the one thing you have to try to avoid, bro, is starting a fucking race war right in the middle of the thing. Holy shit! After. I didn't lock in.
They have those horse races,
crushed.
and the horse gets angry and kicks someone right in the face. That's what I just got in the sun.
Man, I don't know. Nobody
watched. Oh, I wish I asked about Dr. Mike too. Oh fuck! I hope he's doing well. Not Dr. Mike. About Dad. I wish I asked about Dad because he said he's been talking to Dad. Because supposedly he's been in the hospital.
Horse races, weirdo.
Yeah, it was a weird reference. It was like some boat club yacht.
So I think it is about here. Anissa explains how Ethan and Hila inspired them.
If someone brings
Why? It means you have potential.
That's horrendous.
It means you're a good fighter.
That's so evil.
Oh man.
Well, it's not your fault. He stepped in the ring.
I know.
He stepped in the ring. He knew what the stakes were.
Yeah.
So he steps in the ring. He dies.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, Ian's really good.
For the record, we're being very...
All right, Jesus Christ. Wait, is this the podcast where they're doing the... No, that was with Fantano, where they're talking about...
Ali.
About Dad.
Oh, Vitaly.
Vitaly, basically, as far as I know, his opponents are defenseless women walking their dogs.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Charge to drop?
Well, to drop it, yeah.
To stop pressing charges.
Yeah, to stop.
Dad is good? Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
That is possible. That's what happened.
I'm not saying that's what happened.
But he was fighting a guy who I think was 30 pounds lighter than him.
And surprise.
Oh, do you remember this when they were talking about the 30 pounds lighter than him thing?
Stop pressing charges.
Yeah, to stop. Yeah.
That is possible. That's what happened.
I'm not saying that's what happened.
But he was fighting a guy who I think was 30 pounds lighter than him.
And surprisingly,
I cannot think of anything other than Chris Raygun versus Will Haynes. Now, Harley is correct. The angle makes it look worse. But dude, they're talking about... Dude, I need to... Wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait. Can we play this in the background? I want to hear this in the background while we watch it.
On some of the charges, yeah.
Acquitted?
Yeah. Not acquitted, but the charges were dropped for...
Dropped?
Yes, dropped, yeah.
Oh, my
That's
God.
what we read.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
For another podcast.
I saw a video
maybe
of it.
Investigate what that's all about.
I know sometimes people can be paid to not...
Right.
Like,
You can pay someone off on a criminal charge to drop?
Well, to drop
I went
it,
back
yeah.
too far. No!
Surprisingly...
Yeah, that's what he's... I
there
remember...
were two, it was the UK
really
versus...
Defend themselves. Poorly run.
There it is. There it is.
So we just want to make sure that people can defend themselves, that they're not getting desperate in the ring, that they know the rules, that you can't headbutt, you can't throw a kick.
You guys take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you guys are doing very professional, respectful.
Yeah, we're putting everything we have into this, right? Like,
Yeah, we don't do anything
YouTube's on pause. We do this, 6 days a week, and yeah, our money's tied up in it.
Now, you guys, this is a charity event, so you're not making any. Or, I mean, all the
I lost the
profits
part
are
where they were
going
talking
to
about
charity.
that. They specifically
We're
talked
paying our
about
fighters just to
They specifically talked about like a height differential at one point, which was funny. But
cover their.
this is the main part people were talking about. Let me pop out of there.
Training costs.
Training costs and
Flights.
just any costs associated with sort of putting their life on hold.
Yeah.
And even still, a lot of these guys do make a lot of money when they're not fighting, so we can't make up for that, but just
What's your end goal? You guys are putting your. I know you had a profitable business on OnlyFans. You obviously are a YouTuber. You guys put all that on hold.
Yeah.
You are training, putting on this event.
Are you taking any money from this? It is not their goal.
There like a payday in the future you guys are working towards?
No, not really. I think we always want to have, if we keep doing this type of event, and we kind of want it to be like a Super Bowl, like every year.
Ah, like the Super Bowl. Yes, Ian. Yes, it's like the Super Bowl.
We keep doing this type of event, and we kind of want it to be like a Super Bowl, like every year.
You want to do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that, and there could always be a charity aspect to it. But I think the main goal is just to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen rather than like making exorbitant amounts of money.
So your goal is to build an institution of sorts, this creator clash, where you can have
it's
people.
fun.
There's a champion every year.
Famous charity event, the Super Bowl, where nobody ever profits.
It's a party.
Interesting.
It's like
super
a
stoked to
way more exciting VidCon, or like I want it to be like influence.
No, fuck. All right, I'm gonna get that back. But while I'm explaining it, yeah, it's like the fucking thing I said before. It's like TanaCon 2. That's what happened. They made TanaCon 2, but nobody got sunburn. VidCon. Oh. On. Oh, that's not gonna work. Fuck. All right, we're gonna eyeball it. It's right here.
throw a kick.
You guys take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
Here.
Cup of tea.
Sure.
But it was exciting. Everyone wanted to know how it's going to
future, maybe there'll be more profits potentially for you guys.
Potentially, but we're not looking at that really.
Would you still continue to fight? Like, is that something you want to do?
If I have to, yes, to like make it successful. Like
That's the crazy part. It's like if I have to fight, I will fight to make it successful. Now, obviously, he's talked about the concussion stuff, but like, I feel like you kind of have to fight right now, man.
People are, wanting that.
But it's not a personal passion.
I am passionate about boxing. It's just that there's a lot of unknowns right now, especially with running the event and everything. I just don't know because it consumes so much time.
This has been a nightmare to train and also run. I mean, like
By the way, if you guys don't know, Anissa was supposed to fight in the first creator clash. I believe she ended up pulling out. Or I don't know if she ever made it onto the card, actually. But the intent was that she was supposed to fight. So, yeah.
we just flew in we did like basically 2 red eyes, one to Florida to like walk the venue and like
main card, Ian versus Israel.
Talk to, because we have the live producers and then we have the broadcasters. They have questions for us and then we have to like okay things or whatever, figure out budget, figure out safety for the influencers that are going, everything. And then we had a red eye here.
Wait a minute. Maybe the reason why Fansly is with Jake Paul is because it kind of doesn't jive with the pro-Palestine way. Maybe that's why Fansly went over to Jake Paul's event.
We could do like podcasts and like meet up with the fighters and check in on them, and then we have like calls with the publicists that were like on the way here talking to people. Like we've never been this.
We're trying to be super
busy.
legit about it, and as a result,
I will say I'm glad that we're on this podcast because I think the big catalyst for us, and I don't think we've ever said this to you guys, but like when we went to your house and we saw the Frenemies podcast that you'd set up, you actually said something to us that I feel like kind of got our brain going of like, oh shit, we need to start moving. It was like, you were like, yeah, I spent money on this set because I knew it was going to make money. And like, I knew it was going to make it work. I'm not worried about it. And we talked about hiring people and stuff with you guys. And like, it was a huge like aha moment.
My good friend Ethan's wife is extremely successful and a very talented businesswoman. Okay. Well,
for us, where we were like,
I think I can do that too.
We need to like do something. Like the idea of us like doing something like this is
this
insane.
is way bigger than we even thought.
Yeah.
Like we had gone to Seattle, moved to Seattle.
Wait. Harley just said that the person who runs Creator Clash runs the Jake Paul events. Are you saying that like the company they hired to work with them runs it? Why would they run them the same night? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense that could possibly happen. What? But again, there's so many Jake Paul related rumors. I could see that being the case. Yeah, same guy who runs Creator Clash also runs MVP. Oh. Because again, most people think it's just Ian and Anissa, but they've handed off a lot of stuff to a different company this time. Not sure why it's the same night, other than Jake Paul's event is far more important. Oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Wow. Okay.
Like June of last year, and
he's been working since CC1. Wow. Wait. Oh, Harley, blink 3 times if he's the one who tried to take over the event fully. Because I remember, if you don't, I'll pull it up right now. Ian said that someone was trying to steal Creator Clash from them, and that would be my guess if that's the case. Blink 3 times if that's the one. Where is this? It's a conspiracy theory that Jake Paul's team has been trying to steal this fucking event for years.
Hello.
That was a famous boxer. Because look at this.
And, you know, I think my strategy going forward is to just be, you know, completely candid with everything. Again, it's hard. I would normally keep all of this shit to myself, but I gotta...
Oh, the guy wasn't the boxer. It was famous boxer.
I gotta express myself. I gotta tell you guys what's up. Otherwise, I'm gonna rot from the inside. But yeah, additionally, another thing that's, you know, been eating at me is that someone is trying to take over Creator Clash. I know that sounds like I don't know, the plot of a video game or something, but
He's talking about Oscar De La Rosa. Wait, are you serious? That's the one that fucking the guy from the UFC, Dana White, gets into a fight with a lot, right?
And it's been taking up a lot of my time. So hopefully I don't have to talk about it in the future. But, you know, if I do, you guys are going to
Oscar De La Hoya, yeah.
hear about it on this channel. If you're just coming across this video and you
have it must have been Buckley.
have no idea what this Creator Clash shit is about, it's creator boxing, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of amateur boxers getting in there for the first time and giving it their all, and there's a lot of...
Oh, all right, well, that's the Creator Clash segment that I thought was going to be 30 minutes. Holy fuck, dude. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go from there. That's insane. Well, I think this event is going to probably get a lot more coverage in about a month or two. Good or bad, I think we're going to be talking about it for the first time. This is probably the earliest a new event from iDubbbz's is being talked about. Most people find out a week before that there's going to be a fight. That is a general issue with a lot of these boxing things, is you don't even realize the fights are coming until they're there. And then you're like, oh, shit. Which does not bode well for stadium sales. Also, if you haven't seen it, I have to plug, otherwise I'm a bad friend. We put out Half Baked Podcast where we talked about the Content Cop. So if you're missing Turkey Tom live streams, the closest you're going to get, because I don't think he's coming back based off the ending. And then me, Vega, and Tom kind of had a big chat about it. You might find it muy interesante. Half Baked Podcast, episode 38, Content Cop, H3H3. By the way, the artwork on these things is so good. Like, the person who did this, I think this is Magical Porpoise. She put herself in the artwork, which is pretty cool. It's just so many little details on this animation. The Content Cop is in the garbage. Got me eating the donut. And then it, like, cuts across. And Ethan's in jail. Wait, why is there a butt plug on the floor? What the fuck? What happened, dude? The butt plug is a nice touch. And then, dude, you got... Bro! Froggy Fresh, Hassan Piker, Sam Hyde, Asmund Gold, Ethan Klein. Dude, it's all the fucking villains, dude. Holy shit. It's great artwork. I love this. Yeah, fucking Half Baked Podcast has some of the best artists, dude. I talk hella shit about artists, dude. I love my artists. That's the ones for me, bro. Okie dokie. There's a few other things I wanted to kind of wrap up. This is kind of relevant. I did post this one. I'm sorry. I was very proud of this one. This isn't even a YouTube stream. This is like show my tweets to my closest friends and family. Okay, this is like it's a tweet reveal. I am the real Twitterverses, because if you guys don't know, Bo Blacks like goes out of his way to not include all of the tweets that I have that have like shitloads of likes about every controversy. He's so petty. He takes me out of the Twitterverses episodes. I don't know if you've realized it, but I go and check and I scroll through. I'm like, yep. I'm not in that one. I'm not in that one. 8%. 8%. Anissa, your Arab DNA is so pure, you're practically full-blooded. Dude, they're not going to respond to any of this stuff, and it's so sad, bro. I can't believe she came out like, I'm 50% Lebanese, and then we had her whole fucking ancestry breakdown. There has to be some more information. I'd be willing to hear it out, because that's such a crazy, bold-faced lie to put in a video. Maybe they got updated stuff. Maybe, like, another fucking 21... What is it called? Something in Me. Maybe it's a different thing. I don't know how you go from being 75% split between Irish and Italian and end up with 50% Lebanese, unless you're two different people. Maybe maybe it's DID. Like she's got a Lebanese personality. It's like, no, Anissa, that's called lesbian. No, like I don't know how it works. Those numbers aren't mathing. They don't reach 100. 102% Lebanese with a 2% margin of error. Oh god, I don't know. Yeah, that was a good one. I got a whole bunch on Creator Clash 3 that I want to talk about, and I had a lot more.
Mr. Oreo.
I had a lot more on Creator Clash that I wanted to talk about today, but there's bad news and worse news for Creator Clash. If you guys don't know, LolCow today was supposed to be hosting Dad. I don't know. Oh yeah, LolCow was supposed to be hosting Dad tonight. You guys know Dad, the guy who I know Dad because he's in the really bad H3H3 exposed video because they said he had like dead girlfriend energy or something and he took it personally, and it was one of the most cringy dramas I'd ever seen. And I don't know if it was bad when it happened, but it was certainly bad when I heard King of Nothing explain it. But what he is a notable fighter on Creator Clash from the iDubbbz's cinematic universe, and he was going to be going on to LolCow today, which sounds crazy. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. This is like Harley calling into my stream on crack. When people were like, why is the headliner of Creator Clash calling in to debate Nick DeOrio? I didn't know. I mean, Harley's cool. He'll fight it out with anybody. Dad going on LolCow is kind of weird. That is kind of fucking weird. This is like, so Froggy couldn't interact with Sam Hyde or make jokes about Anissa, but Dad can go on Keemstar's podcast and iDubbbz didn't stop it. I think iDubbbz put the fucking nix to this. I think he cut it. But what I've heard now from Keemstar's mouth is that he's injured. He got hurt, he was in the hospital, and now the fight's in jeopardy. I think they told him not to go, but if that's the case, that's another blow to Creator Clash too. Well, 3, but as well, right? Don't say good. We're not rooting for injuries over here. Listen, I'm attacking a charity event. I don't want people to get hurt, though. God, it's for charity. It's for charity. We're going to be talking about this today. Yeah, I'm not rooting for Dad to get injured. I think that Dad fought iDubbbz and kicked the snot out of him. He fought AB, and that was a pretty good fight. He's been on all these cards. He'll be on this card again this year. He takes a punch pretty well. Nothing but respect to people who get in the ring and fight. His out-of-ring stuff is why I made fun of him. But he was supposed to have an interview tonight to talk about Creator Clash 3, and it's been pulled. He's just not coming on. He backed out of the thing, supposedly through injury, which is a fucking disaster if it's the case.